we're severely underprepared.
Folks, welcome back to another exciting video. Today we are taking this original dirt track legend and putting it back where it belongs, on the dirt. This is my 1968 Dodge Charger that's sitting on a 2001 Lincoln Town Car frame. So it's got a 4.6 under the hood, 355 limited slip out back, and it's a pretty good running and driving car. Now this car has not seen the dirt track since 1975, but I want to change that today. I want to take it back where it belongs with an SCCA Rallycross event. Think this thing can handle going back to the dirt after 48 years? Stick around to the end of the video and find out.
Now, in order to compete in this event, I have to have a couple safety features. Not only do I need seat belts, but I also need a window net because this car does not have any windows at all. So I picked this one up from Summit Racing. It's a Race Quip brand. Pretty nice. Now this one is a buckle, so it's like a GM buckle. All you gotta do is push the button, it lets out. So I'm here at the old shop because Dad has a welder. I'm gonna bum off him for a day. I don't have one at the new shop yet, but we're working on that. So we're gonna weld these on the bar. And on top of that, if you remember the hood splitting in half on me on the way back home, we're gonna fix that today too. Now, I found this out in the field. It was in a scrap pile of stuff that's gonna get taken to the junkyard. And this was on an old metal swing. I just broke it off and said, hey, you know what? That'll hold it still, right? So a few things that we've done to make this car a little bit safer. Now you saw me put the window net in, but on top of that we added some padding right here. You can see a little bit behind my head, there's some right here, goes all the way down across the top bar. Just everywhere I felt like I could, bounce around and hit my head, because I actually did hit my head in the first video right here on this bar. I didn't like that. And plus, I do like to drive this car on top of any kind of racing event, so this just makes me feel a little bit better because you lean your head back just a little bit and your head touching the roll bar. That's not fun, that's not safe. So on top of that, we've got our new Race Quip window net. That's simple. And I added in seat belts, all bolted to the factory location. So I can just pull that across me, latch it, pull it tight, and we're good. So we're gonna clean it up real fast, and then I think the next shot will be racing. They're gonna yell at me if I don't start at the top. So. Oh. 1 second. I got the D-germ. Thanks, Kevin. He told me about it at the Menards. I've never washed this car ever, and I don't know if it ever has been washed. Hello? Oh.
It smells bad.
Well, don't smell it. It's a chemical, Cody. These wheels are nasty. Is that okay? You think that's all right?
Should be fine.
After adding all of our new safety precautions, we were finally ready to race. So we hit the road, took about an hour road trip to get to the new event for this SCCA Rallycross. When we arrived to the middle of nowhere in Alabama, this is when I started to notice our competition. And I started to notice that I may be a little bit in over my head.
Well, we're in the mountains of Alabama and kind of in the middle of nowhere. We're doing a rallycross event. This is the SCCA Rallycross, and I realized that there are a lot more people who are actually, you know, good at what they do. But the track behind me, I mean, you can't get any better than this. Like, this is beautiful out here. Yeah, I don't know if this is the start or the finish. I'm just gonna wing it. These guys at least are better than most people, I would say. So we're just here to have fun, basically. And as long as the Charger drives home at the end of the day, I'll be happy. But we passed tech inspection miraculously. If we're not racing, we're helping keep the track up. That's kind of how it goes. There's two groups. One group goes, the other group helps. The other group goes, then the last group helps. So just to kind of keep it fair and even, we're gonna have to work and, you know, do our thing, but it looks like it's a lot of fun.
After the drivers meeting, we were split into two different groups, and thankfully I was in the second group so I could actually see how the other racers went and get an idea of how the course is going to look.
So we are going second, but we have to work before we can go out there. So I'm just gonna kind of follow this trail, get in a good spot, because I ain't got a clue where a good place is to go. Making a bunch of noise. Where's the track go? We go here? That's a rough bump right there. So I think they're on like lap 4 for all this group here. So that means that we're going up next, and the course looks pretty interesting. They said it's actually relatively short and slower compared to like what it normally is. Get the dirt through here. I should have brought my mask. But anyway, it's a fun, it's a nice course. I hope the Charger is okay. It gets a little tail happy sometimes, and it's kind of bouncy in the rear, but hopefully all the things hold together to make it fun. But this course is awesome. And the guys here are super nice. And it's fun. It's all about having fun. And that's what I love about it.
Now it was my turn to go. The first lap you get to do is a parade lap, so you just kind of get a lay of the land and understand how the track is going to be. At this point, I'm starting to see, wow, this track is super technical. Right out of the gate, you hit a hard left and then a hard right. There's not a whole lot of room for error, so these tires that are sticking out like a foot past the car are really going to be a problem when it comes to take a sharp turn and really not hit a cone. And then at the very end of the back stretch, you have a straightaway with a slalom that's left, right, left, right, left, right, all the way to the end. And this car is really tail happy. So I have my work cut out for me in this track. Now it's time for me to go. Let's see what this car can do. Now, if you thought it was dusty on the outside, just wait till you see how it looked on the inside of the car. So you can barely see me here. Just imagine what I can't see up in front of me.
I did a 56 that time. I think. I don't know. I waited a little bit. I don't know how the timer works, to be honest with you.
After my first lap, the air intake fell off. It literally wiggled itself loose and fell out under the tire, and I ran over it. So I frantically and desperately tied it back together with some painter's tape and a roll of wire and went back out there and hit another lap.
A little sideways on that last one.
As I came off for the last lap, the car died. It literally is shut off and it would not start again.
That's all she wrote. Well.
Oh, they're all good.
That's
Roger, are we good at that?
not good.
Yeah. You got fuses anywhere else?
There's probably something here.
Yep, we are good to go, sir.
Get a parade lap.
You can hear it like prime twice, and here you can actually hear it run. Cycle the key, just turn it to the run position. Let me see if I can hear the pump.
Ready?
Yeah.
I don't know how far it turns.
Yeah, it's not even, it'll prime twice and then it'll go. So I don't know if the pump, maybe the fuse blew or something.
Yeah, I mean the way it's running, that would be very similar as it would
Right.
start to die and not release nothing.
Look at it. Okay, yeah, go ahead, man. Thank you. I'll make sure this gets back to you. Can't really get up in there. Hold on. Radio fell out in the first run, so that was good. Oh, there's a blown fuse. All right. I don't know if that's it, but there's a blown fuse. I'm going to take a 10 amp fuse out of this spot and put it over here. And I go turn the power on real quick. Let me see if I can hear the pump. No. We have a burnt fuse, but it's not. That's not the fuel pump. Well, it could be, but I just wonder if something else burned up. Maybe the wiring in the. I guess I just need to get up under the car and check the fuel pump itself because it's supposed to prime and then quit. And I wonder if I hit a bump hard enough that it quit. That like the wire might have pulled out or something. If I can get up. We're severely underprepared.
I proceeded to check every single wire coming from the fuel pump all the way to the front of the car. Still though, I found nothing wrong. I could hear the relay to the fuse box working, but nothing else. At this point, all hope was lost as the day ended and the final laps were raced.
Maybe the fuel pump was bad. Just run on residual pressure at this point. Might be done for the day. I hate to say it, but if I can't figure out the fuel pump.
A friendly racer gave me a tow and we called a trailer to make the trip home.
Well, it turns out fuel pumps are, wear items. They have expiration dates. So unfortunately that didn't work out. But we're just gonna enjoy some racing. I'll get to see how things go. Take some notes for next time. Apparently this is the shorter course that they've done in this past year. Very technical in comparison. I think the Charger would be more fun to where it could, really let the tail end hang out and have fun. Or just a good driver in general. But it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, but it was kind of terrifying. Well, after that last clip, I called Dad, asked him if he could pick us up with the trailer. He drove my truck and made the hour drive. So he got us there, we loaded the car, got it home, and now it sits in the shop here. I guarantee you the Panther platform guys like the Crown Vics and the Town Cars are yelling at the screen right now. So let me show you what happened. Car runs again, right? Look at this. That right there is an inertia switch for the fuel pump. So if you're ever in an accident and this is triggered, it shuts off power to the pump. That's all it was. All you gotta do to reset it. That could have fixed us. That could have made the car drive home. Now, after that, when I got here, luckily, that inertia switch triggered because the hub broke off of the steering column. I didn't realize this, but it was only welded on by nothing, basically. So there's maybe one tack weld right there that was holding on by a thread. You can see where it was welded. That was the only thing holding the steering wheel on, right there. That was it. That's the only weld that was holding that coupler on. So it's a good thing that the pump gave up when it did, because this probably would have been the death of me. I mean, the steering wheel is unusable at this point. So I'm gonna try and fix that. I can reuse this coupler, but actually bolt the steering wheel on instead of just tack welding it, because that was dangerous. So I'll just cut these studs loose and fix it. But the pump does work, the car does work, except everything's garbage. So I'm gonna fix a lot of stuff before I go back. But I do certainly want to go back.
What I've done is gotten this new one. Now, this steering wheel I just literally found somewhere in the barn, but I bought this new coupler. It's a quick release, so I'm gonna see if this will actually work now. Oh, there we go. Nice. Look at that. It doesn't wobble anymore like the old one. Looks good. Yeah, pretty nice. We'll sand on the coupler there to get it to ride a little bit smoother. I think that'll work perfectly. Now we can steer the car. Well, it turns out this car can actually hit the dirt track. You just got to do a whole lot of work beforehand. Now, I can't complain because this car hasn't hit the dirt road in 48 years, and it did actually pretty well. And if I knew a little bit more about Lincoln Town cars, I probably could have immediately diagnosed that that switch had been triggered, but I kind of look at it as a blessing from God saying, hey, I'm gonna kill this fuel pump before the steering wheel kills you. So it all worked out in the end, and again, I still had a really great time. Even though it was stressful, I still had a lot of fun. I have to send a huge thanks to the Tennessee Valley Region SCCA because of how great they were. They were just fantastic people all around. They really helped me whenever I was struggling. Every time something broke or I had an issue, people just came from left and right and said, here, have this tool, have this part. Let's figure out how to get you back on the track. And they had no idea who I was. They didn't know that I was, doing a YouTube video. They just said, oh, this guy brought out a cool car and he wants to rallycross for the first time. Let's help him out. And that's exactly how they were with every person there. So I would love to go back and do this again, even if I don't race, just to go hang out with these people because they were so nice. But I really would love to go back regardless and see if we can race again. So if you guys want to see that, leave a like down below, leave a comment, let me know what you thought about this video. And also while you're there, check out the link in the description below. We have t-shirts and stickers there for sale because every single dollar that goes towards those goes directly back into cars and putting them back on the road, just like this dirt track car that hit a dirt track for the first time in 48 years. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.